Hello, my beautiful friends. There's definitely a shifting going on that's been happening for quite a while now. And, as we move further and further into this, it's becoming more and more noticeable. The world is in a state of upheaval and things seem chaotic. But when it comes down to it, I believe it's more just like a shifting of patterns. We're going through an energetic shift right now. And as literally being vibrational matter. It's just like with somatics, where um, if you're familiar with somatics, it's when one of the ways that they show it is when when you take a sheet of metal, attach a speaker to it, and vibrate that sheet of metal, sprinkling some kind of powder onto it. And as you hit specific resonant frequencies, specific patterns form and hold, and all the particles are moving and flowing, but they're moving and flowing and holding that specific pattern. But then when you start to raise that frequency up, that pattern starts to dissolve into seeming chaos, at least from our perspective, until you get to the point where you hit that next resonant frequency. And then instantaneously, you get an even more beautiful, even more complicated pattern that just snaps in, and all of those particles are moving and flowing together again. And to me, that is the perfect analogy for what's going on in the world right now. Um, to be honest, I don't even think it's an analogy. We are raising our frequencies up, and that's happening because our whole solar system has entered into a higher energetic portion of the galaxy. Um, and with this higher frequency energy available, it's starting to slowly expand our consciousness. Higher states of consciousness are becoming more and more available to us. And that's why over the years you've seen more and more people starting to activate into different things, starting to change their life and move in directions that are more connected, starting to open up to things like channeling and reading the Akashic records, because our state of consciousness is literally undergoing a shift. With all this high frequency energy that's coming in, it's shifting us in ways that are amazing. The turbulence that we're feeling in the world, that's just all the stuff that needs to be released coming to the surface as we are moving between that cymatic pattern. All of the stuff that no longer matches has to get pulled out, and as we transition up into the higher frequencies, that stuff starts coming to the surface more and more and more. And I think it's so important to take the time to do things that are conducive to not only setting all of that chaos down, but to opening up to those higher states of consciousness, to opening up to align with the higher frequencies that are available to us right now. And that is exactly what we'll be doing this Sunday for the Awake in the Dream sound healing experience. And this event is going to be all about um, activating ourselves, activating into higher states of consciousness, um, getting our body and energy field in alignment, all of our energy centers, all of that coming into alignment together. And from that space of relaxed release and energetic alignment, facilitating a bit of a walk-in experience with our higher self, merging with the higher states of consciousness that we have available to us as we are able to hold these higher frequencies. Um, and that is the intention for this event coming up on Sunday, tomorrow. And awaken the dream. It's all about achieving higher states of consciousness. I think that's what ultimately is the cause of everything that's going on right now, the good and the bad. And good and bad is just a judgment on it. There's just a massive amount of shifting going on, and as we are able to raise our frequency up to meet these higher vibrations that are coming in and affecting us, we're able to wake up in new and exciting ways, having access to higher aspects of ourselves, starting to remember how we function as multidimensional beings in this universe. So please join us for this event tomorrow for this Awake in the Dream sound healing experience. The live stream will be taking place at 4 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, but there will be a replay available immediately afterwards. And there's information about all that stuff in either in the description of this video or in the link in the bio, depending on where you are watching this. But yeah, regardless of if you can make the event, please try and take some time for yourself to settle down, to connect to these higher frequency energies in ways that expand you and facilitate higher states of consciousness. It's so important to work with the shifting at this time instead of against it. You know, we all work against it. We're all struggling against it at different points in our life. We're not always all perfect, but we do what we can. But yeah, please join us for this event if you are able to, and I hope that you have a beautiful weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you.